Hey guys, welcome to Hunkered Down with Seth. You are listening to a public domain song, Beautiful Isle of Somewhere by Phil Coulter. So hopefully we don't get charged for that. My guest today, for the second attempt, I had a bit of the technical difficulties yesterday. Entirely my fault. I should have deleted more stuff on my on my iPad, not computer. So our guest today, somebody who I admire, respect. I used to say that he's my best friend, but I'm not his best friend. He has probably spent more time on stage than anybody I've met. He is the managing director. It's nice of a motorcycle out there. He is the managing director of Unexpected Productions in Seattle, and he is just a wonderful, nice guy who's one of those guys. Doesn't matter if you're the most accomplished person or just beginning, he treats everybody as equally and friendly as he can. Jay Hitt. Jay, welcome to Hunkered Down with Seth.
Oh, thank you, Seth. Thanks for that really nice intro. That's cool.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, you gotta treat everybody nicely because you never know when they are gonna get famous.
I
You know.
know. It's like you were a complete dick to Joel McHale. So when he started, and now look at him, and he trashes you any second he can.
Oh, I know, man, that guy. Yeah, no, we came into Unexpected Productions all at the same time, and
Oh,
he's doing what he's doing, and I'm the janitor of a theater. No,
okay. Well, you're a
sorry,
bit you're a bit more than a janitor. We were discussing this. You probably produced and directed more shows than almost anybody in Seattle. So, you
well, yeah.
you prob that's the thing about Jay. Jay thinks he's a regular everyday Joe, which is true, but he has done so much in the arts. His resume is at least a novel. It is huge. He has done so much. So don't be so down on yourself.
Oh, thanks.
All right. I immediately want to start talking about a show that just wrapped up, Black Ice. Um,
Mm.
let's discuss. Could you just throw it out there? Describe what it was.
Okay, well, yeah. So at Unexpected Productions, we uh, brought in some really talented performers, and they happen to be African American. We good friends, funny people. Uh, we decided that I'm half black. And nobody knows that. Nobody can tell. They're always like, "What? You're black?" But yeah, I'm half black. So we decided to put a team together of all of the black guys of, uh, of UP. So we got them together. Then my friend Dre, he wanted to name it. He goes, "Hey, let's call ourselves Black Ice," and kind of obviously a play on words. And so
Yeah.
we called ourselves Black Ice. We were on a theater sports team, and did really well. Had a lot of fun with it. And it was Dre. You don't know these guys, but Isaiah, Obadiah, and myself.
Oh,
And we did this did a little show there, and then decided we wanted to do the quad duo night. So I produced a show called Duos, and one night we decided to do a duo double or double duo night as a special. So it was the quad night. So we decided to do Black Ice again. And rather than do what we normally do, I was like, hey, let's do it as a sitcom. I'll just be the dad, and you can be my sons or something like that. And so we did a little like a 7 minute act, and it was super funny, really fun too. We get along really well and did that, and that evolved into there's a show we do on Sunday nights called Genre House, which all it is, that's just the umbrella name of improv that done in styles, different genres, TV styles, playwrights, that kind of thing. We didn't have one planned at that time, and so our education director Jill Ferris said, "Hey, why don't you do Black Ice? Do it in the style of a sitcom." And we thought that was a really good idea, and since there was nothing else on the plan, or something got taken out, or I don't know, something like that, we went ahead and did it. We kind of rushed it in, so we only had maybe 2 rehearsals. Actually, if you combine the 2, they were kind of like 2 half rehearsals. So we only had like 1 rehearsal, and then did the show. Sorry. And what we would do are 2 half-hour sitcoms each night.
Oh.
I would get suggestions. We'd do it, and it turned out to be really, really successful. We added Tondi. She played the daughter. We had a guy named Patrick. He was kind of the friend, kind of the Urkel type character, I guess, if you're looking at a sitcom. And then we had the 2, the white neighbors. Jill Ferris and Ron Hippie were the crazy neighbors, the kind of nosy neighbors who kept intruding. It was really funny. They were very funny. And then Selena Paquier, which I know you know her.
Oh,
Seth,
of course.
She played the mom. She played my wife in the whole thing. And then eventually we added Cliff Barnes
Cliffy.
as the grandpa. He's so funny. Like he doesn't do improv. He does stand up, but he was just a natural improv, and he started coming to duos, and just a great guy. But he was hilarious, man. He was so funny. And then we would get special guests each week too, like one special guest to come in during the second sitcom. So one night we had Lila Valencia. Another night we actually, that's how Cliff came in. He was a special guest, and then we added him in as a regular character, just like in other sitcoms. But it was all improvised. Chelsea was one of our guests, and then one night we had a guest planned. Of course they didn't make it, so we decided to go ahead and just get a regular old audience member to be the special guest, and it turned out to be really fun. It was a lot of fun. Everybody in the improv was so supportive. All those guys are hilarious, and I had a great time with it.
Oh, now what were the audiences like? Was it predominantly black, or was it a lot of mixed audiences, or just the usual improv crowd?
It was of course in the beginning it was predominantly white. It was just a regular improv crowd with some students and stuff, and then word kind of got out, and then it became just a great mixture of audience. Yeah, it was really great. Like the night that Lila was the guest, and she's from, for those who don't know, she's from Guadalajara, Mexico.
The Windy City.
We happen to have what's that?
The Windy City.
Is that what that means? I don't know.
Nah, that's my running joke on the show. Anytime somebody mentions a city, I always say the Windy City. So
maybe that's what I don't know. Yeah, maybe it is. I know there's like a river there. I don't know. Anyway, but the night we did it with her, there was a family from I forget where they were from, but they all spoke Spanish, and they had this big conversation with Lila. So we reached this wide range of audiences of all ethnic diversities, I guess.
Oh, that's great.
But it was just a fun show in general. It doesn't matter what color you are. It was a really funny show.
Oh.
And we didn't market it as a black sitcom. Like people would say, is it a black sitcom? We're like, no, it's a sitcom, and it happens to have the stars be a black family.
Yeah.
But it was, I don't know. It was just a funny sitcom.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm here to pitch a show to you now. It's called Jew Ice. It's me. It's who else is Jewish at Unexpected Productions?
I don't know.
Alex Engelberg does music.
Alex did music for Black Ice, and of course he's a brilliant musician. And him and Guy Nelson traded off, but man, they were so good.
Yeah. I say the only genius I ever met in Unexpected Productions was Alex. He is legitimately gifted. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Everybody else they try, Alex is just, he's got it.
He does, yeah. He started playing when he was four years old, I think, but it doesn't matter. He has this knack for improv that's unlike anybody I've seen, for improvising music, I mean.
Yeah,
Uh,
reminds me a little of
that's wonderful.
myself.
Only when it comes to comedy. You have this
Yeah,
knack for comedy.
I have a knack for it. Knacks. If somebody has a knack, I got a knack for that.
Yeah, yeah. Knack master.
Exactly. So, so let's talk about some stuff at UP North. Unexpected Productions has this theater in the Edmonds Community College, correct?
Sort of. So it's a venue that we closed down for 8 months. Our market theater did to we moved to the Intamin while they retrofitted our theater and all this stuff, put an elevator in, and at that point they called UP North. The manager there, Jen Matthews, called us up and asked if we wanted to pop in and do some improv there, and so
Oh yeah,
it became kind of our Saturday at 8 o'clock became kind of our time to do whatever we wanted there for the longest time, and then it slowly kind of evolved like last year, I guess, to get its own cast and own little group that are up there who kind of live more north, and
yeah,
they're a funny band of characters.
yeah. Basically, I
Um,
call it the Jacqueline and Mark Theater,
at one point,
pretty
it
much.
was.
You
Yeah,
know,
Jacqueline did a lot up there a couple years ago. All these people, yeah, everybody knows who Jacqueline is out
uh,
there in the
yeah,
podcast world.
she's of course, Jacqueline Scholzel, I believe that the name.
Yeah, yeah,
Most of
Jacqueline.
them, yeah, most of them know her from my piggyback poster. So,
Oh yeah, yeah,
so
oh yeah, she's fantastic.
uh,
We love Jacqueline.
oh, that's
Jacqueline has Jacqueline has a little baby on the way now.
oh nice.
You know,
Is she gonna be the little baby gonna be named Randy if it's a girl?
yeah, Randy with an I.
Yeah, and Kent if it's a boy.
Yeah, yeah, totally. No, I don't know. No, she's great. But yeah, so UP North, the last show I did up there was a show called Tribe Has Spoken, Improvised Survivor, basically. But
Hmm.
it was different than any other show in that once you got voted out in kind of the tribal councils type of style thing, once you got voted out, you were out for the season, and then you could come back as a juror to crown the sole improviser. And it was real. Like people would cry, and it was
Yeah,
pretty intense. There was nothing like it out there.
yeah. I remember you guys while it was going on, hanging out, and everybody was creating strategies and talking about like who backstabbed who the previous week. It was legitimately a reality show. So
It really was, yeah. Yeah, like the camp time, like in Survivor, you see the camp time. They're all some people are sitting around, some people are out getting food, some people are fixing the shelter. So the camp time was the improv scenes. We gave them a chance for about a half hour or so to see who stuck out as kind of maybe the leader, maybe they're too bossy or too drivey. Some people would hold back, but you got to see the personality of the improvisers for the camp time in quotes there. And then the challenges, of course, would happen, and then the tribal council and diary rooms were so real because people would come out holding on to this diary, I guess,
yeah,
confessional, and that's when they would start talking strategy, and they let out their true feelings as their real selves, and there was no other improv like it
yeah. In the
out there other than the show itself, the show Survivor.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, from the shows I saw, when the people were themselves complaining about stuff or coming up with strategy, that was more interesting than their actual improv.
Oh, totally. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's why we would let any skill level do the show. From people who were brand new to old veterans,
yeah. I,
it's well rounded the show.
I think I remember it was the first season. The runner-up was Mata, who was a sound tech and really doesn't do
Yeah,
much improv.
yeah, and she was great. And of course, Dan, who was a improv veteran, took her and
Yeah,
didn't take Tiffany, who was another improv veteran. Didn't take her on purpose, worried that she would beat him, and so it was just like Survivor. Tiffany was pissed.
oh, I bet. I remember her Tiffany complaining. Tiffany Swanson, by the way, one of the best improvisers you'll see, but I'm just trying to catch up with everybody. Give a description, but
Yeah,
yeah, what other
yeah. Go
what
ahead.
other shows are coming down the pike that some first time shows or some reruns?
Well, so this year, right before everything closed down, um, the show was called. We ended up calling it Audience Unexpected, which every show really is an improv show is about the audience, but this one was more specifically uh, geared toward audiences' experiences. That somebody would get up, give a little story, and then we would recreate it in different genres that we had either talked about, worked on, or didn't talk about. So we would come out, maybe tell a true story about ourselves, and the audience would, who raised their hand and volunteered info, would come out and talk about an experience that they had, and then we would recreate it in the style of anything. Tennessee Williams, Stephen Sondheim. I mean, we'd go, in the style of a YouTube video. I mean, everything.
Oh,
But it was very fun and popular show. It was filling up, and it got cut short by about a week.
oh,
And then the next show that we were supposed to have was the improvised hip opera was making a comeback with a big crowd, a big cast, and just a full on production. And then of course it gets
yeah.
it gets coroned out.
Ooh, yeah, that's the new Me Too'd, Corona'd out. Uh,
Yeah, seriously.
so,
But yeah, that was going to be the next one. It was directed by Tiffany.
yeah,
Um, Tiffany, for all of you who don't know, is my wife.
a very lovely lady. I got nothing but positive things to say about Tiffany. So, in fact, I'm hoping to get her as a guest soon. But she's so hard to get because she's so in demand. You, on the other hand, I just give you one text and here you are.
Yeah, I think you picked the right time to get anybody right now. Everybody's at home looking for stuff to do on their computer.
Exactly. Yeah. So let's talk about some of the craziness of improv.
Okay.
Yeah, what's some of the craziest stuff you've seen? Like stuff that you'd never think you'd ever see in your life, and all of a sudden there it is on stage.
Oh man. I love the surprises. I love the big surprises. Like something we tried to talk about last night before the technical difficulties
Before
was
my
the
jerk
shot.
forgetting to delete some of the videos that I already recorded and posted. But yeah,
The shot caller scene with Elizabeth Westerman and Colin Smith, that was a great one. There's a scene in improv called "Should Have Said." You ring the bell if you think something should be said differently.
yeah,
So they were in control of each other's shot caller. So if they thought something should be said differently, they would shock each other. And it was so funny. The tension would just build, and the audience was screaming. It was great. And
yeah,
they also did one where Colin jumped in one of those big full body balloons, and that one's kind of, there's been posters of that one out there somewhere. But yeah, they wanted to push the envelope. Plus, they were good improvisers. They were funny. So to take a silly scene like that and then create a real story is not always easy to do. They were good with that.
yep.
Um, but I mean, I don't know. There's been so much. I started about 28 years ago or something like that, and so I've seen quite a bit. Mousetrap scene's always fun. Some of your scenes that you would do, didn't you have like a dodgeball scene?
Yes, me and Tandy, previously mentioned, played dodgeball. Just yeah, my thinking going into these duos nights when I come up with a crazy game, I always tell the first of all I always give my duo partner the option. I tell them this might get us in a lot of trouble, but then again, this might be fun. So
They're usually pretty fun.
yeah, and
Well,
if they don't
yeah,
want to do it, 100% agree. I don't want anybody to do anything they don't want to do, but 99 out of 100 times they're like, yeah, why not?
yeah. Well, you came up with the selfie game,
The selfie game.
and And people still play that one. They do the selfie game and post it on Facebook.
Yeah, so the night I created the selfie game, it was me and Jessica Lancrum, one of the top improvisers by any measure, and so I told her, "Well, we'll probably get in a lot of trouble, but then again, it might be all right." So we did it. A lot of people posted selfies, and I remember in the duos page, the little duos group, usually if something's popular, it gets like 10 likes and like 5 comments. In that, we got at least 30 likes and 40 comments, just people going, "What's going on with this?"
Yeah. Oh, I loved it. You guys be just doing a normal scene, and someone would run up and on stage and do a selfie with you, and you had to stop and smile.
Yeah.
It was hilarious.
Yeah, I remember Shannon, part of Fat Cats, the duo group. Shannon, she messaged me and she said, "Hey, do you mind if we do the selfie game? I think it's great." And I'm like, "Do I mind? I want you to do it. This is awesome. Somebody liked my idea."
Yeah, that was the night her and I did a duo. So we did the selfie game.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's been a lot. There's one where John Stevens gave the audience dart guns, Nerf darts, and set up like cups of water everywhere, and said, "Okay, we're gonna do an improv scene. We're gonna act like nothing's happening, and you're gonna shoot the darts, and the scene will end when the cups are all knocked off the stools." And of course, all the audience is doing is just shooting darts at John, pretty much, John and his scene partner. Yeah, but it was hilarious. It was funny.
Uh, yeah. Let me ask you this:
I mean, there's been.
Does Bob still come around?
Yep.
Oh.
Bob still comes around. He's as funny as ever. Still, he's just loose cannon.
Yeah. So
Bob. So Bob started doing improv in the mid '70s for LA Connection. That's how we came across him. But then he's pretty, I guess, rough. I don't know how to nicely say it. Everybody thought he was a whole guy when he walked in.
Yeah, he had a hard life.
Yeah, very hard life. Yeah, but so funny, super funny.
Yeah.
He still comes in. Great guy.
My secret with Bob is just to get us yelling at each other. As long as you get that, the scene is flawless.
Yeah, you can't have any kind of game because his short-term memory is so short-term. Like he literally forgets after just a few seconds. He's like, what are we doing now? What are we doing? Oh yeah. Okay. But during the scene, he'll comment on it. It's funny.
I remember this one scene. So it was me, Adam Dow, and Bob. And when I talk improv, you'll hear me talk about Adam Dow a lot just because he's Adam and he's up for anything. So if there's ever any time I want to do something, I just call Adam. He's like, "Yeah, all right." So it was me, Adam, and Bob. And so we get up on stage, and Bob started talking about this doctor's appointment he had the next day because he had a contagious disease. And as soon as he said contagious disease, I knew I had to give him a big hug just to cut the tension. And so I said, no, it was Adam who said, "You know what, Bob? Let's have your appointment right now here on stage." So me, Adam, and Bob had his contagious disease appointment right on stage.
I missed that one.
Oh, it's so funny.
Oh my God! And that's exactly the kind of improv you got to do with Bob because he has to live right in the moment.
Yeah.
So it was perfect. Oh my God, that's funny.
Yeah. And also, I learned the less people on stage with Bob, the better.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, if it's
he takes over.
Oh, completely. If it's just you and Bob, it's perfect.
Yeah. I did a scene with him where he'd tell a story about his life. This is during his 65th birthday at Duos.
Oh, nice.
He told a story about his life, and of course, while we were doing it, then I would pop out, and then we'd be in the scene. And of course, in Bob, you gotta like really take care of him, so he doesn't know. He doesn't know when I'm popping out to be in the scene with him. He's like he gets it, but it takes him a second or two.
Yeah.
But it was great. We learned a lot about his life. He had relatives who came to support him. They watched the act. He had, his sister came, and it was they were talking about how good it was for him to be in that community, and but it was fun.
Oh, definitely. So I want to talk about your stand-up career for a little bit in the mid
Right.
'90s. Your very
Yeah.
brief stand-up career. Let's go into it. Um, First and foremost, what were some of your jokes?
What were some of my jokes?
What were some of your stand-up jokes?
Oh God. I remember I think my very first one was I remember doing a kind of a spoof off of Charlie Daniels off of Devil Went Down to Georgia, but it was about Devil came down into the inner city, and it was a basketball of gold and all this stuff. It was really bad. It was dumb. Um, the other one was what was it? Oh, I was driving down the road. There was a hitchhiker sitting on the side of the road, so I ran over his legs. I would have ran over his entire body, but there was a sign that said, "Do not drive on shoulder." Whatever. I know, it's really dumb, but that's my first joke. I go, when I hit his legs, his head shot off his body and went bouncing down the street. Fortunately for him, there was another sign that said, "Stop ahead." I mean, they were just like stupid, really. But I'd drive from Wenatchee, Washington to drive there on Monday to get to the Comedy Underground to sign up to do an open mic, and you drive 3 hours, so you're on the road all the time. And I got bumped often. I wasn't very good in the beginning. It was, or toward the end, really. I kind of went the improv route.
Yeah.
I got better. I got better as I went, but I wasn't. I was never good. I was never good.
No.
At stand up, but it was fun. It was fun, but that's where I met a lot of the other guys who did go on to be really good stand ups. Like when I met I don't know, all the people from the '90s there that did open mics and did comedy.
Yeah, Kermit Apio, Joe Vespasiani, those sort of guys.
Loved them. Yeah, David Crow. I loved all those guys, and I really looked up to them because it's something I knew I couldn't do. Like I wasn't real verbal. I didn't like doing the same thing over and over. I liked more the improv route and the spontaneous. And I think my favorite was James Inman.
Inman.
Yeah, love Inman. But yeah, very funny. And of course Hannigan, James Hannigan.
Oh, Hannigan's amazing. The best thing I could say about Hannigan is everybody has a favorite Hannigan set, and everybody's favorite Hannigan set is different.
Yeah, well, a long time ago we were doing improv at the Comedy Underground, and I do remember when Hannigan would, our improv would be over, and he would be more interested in coming in and kind of sitting in and listening to the note session. And he said, "Yeah, I'm trying to work more improv into my act." And then he got to where he would just be in the moment. He could comment on anybody sitting in the audience, and he'd be so funny. Then he would work in his regular comedy routine, and he'd go back to the audience, and he got really good. And he got really good at improv, and he was, just stand-up comedy. But it was he was fun to watch for sure.
Still is.
Still is.
Yeah.
I remember when he did piggyback with us, and he didn't realize there was a wireless mic. He thought there was a cord, so he's trying to find the cord. He's like running hand around trying to find the cord.
Oh, that's
the last time I saw Hannigan.
yeah.
Story.
Well, he's still around. He still does what he does. It'd be fun if you could figure out a show to incorporate Hannigan. Like, I know you did Black Ice just to get Cliff Barnes to hang out, so
yeah.
Oh,
we would have loved to keep Black Ice going, like, because it was actually a good sitcom. Like, it could have been its own sitcom. It was so good.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I'm really not. If it wasn't good, I'd let you know. But it was really good. It was,
yeah.
The three. They have the trio. Tondi, Obadiah, and Isaiah do a trio. They played the kids, and we just let them go. They just did their thing, and they were so funny.
Yeah. And Dre told me
Yeah,
that he was the uncle.
Ended up, he evolved into playing the uncle. Yeah, he was the uncle. So he was my brother. He's my little brother. And he was the brother that would crash on the couch. He'd be in he would be eating all of our food, crashing on the couch, being high all the time, playing video games. I mean, he was playing himself.
Exactly.
He was great though. He kept the story going. He knew when to come in. He knew how to tie things together. Yeah, he was really fun.
Oh. All right. Well, let's begin to wrap this up because I know you got a meeting at 6, correct?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So when all this is all cleared up, you think about starting piggyback up again and paying me 15% of the door just so I could sustain myself?
Yeah, no, we've talked about piggyback a lot. We do Inside Story, Kent's Inside Story. It's not like piggyback, but it's more like a monologue deconstruction or story deconstruction. But it's but yeah, if you came back, I would totally bring back piggyback.
Yeah.
It was so fun.
For those at home, Piggyback was a 3-act improvised play with a stand-up going up before each act, and it was a creation that me and Jay and Holly Lindowski, let's give her credit on this one too, came up with, and ran for 7 years. I made a TV demo, moved to LA, and that was the last anybody's heard of it.
I think what made it different than other like monologue deconstructions, like you maybe heard of Armando and all those kind of shows. What made this one different is we would try to do a dramatic 3-act play based on all of the material, but it had to be it was a continuous show, and we'd have to wrap everything up, tie everything together after the headliner went up, and it wasn't really anything totally like it. I mean, they had the other shows similar, but it was pretty different.
Oh, for sure. Do you have any favorite moments from that?
No, man, there were so many moments. I mean, I think my favorite moment was when what was his name? Anthony, an African American comic.
Oh, Anthony Robinson.
Yeah. He talked about jigaboo. The word jigaboo. Pretty offensive.
I'll let you say that, not me.
No, I know, pretty offensive, racist, term. Obviously, he was talking about it, but Tiffany had no idea what it was. She thought it was a black leprechaun. So I came out on my knees, and she said, "Oh, Jigaboo, you're so nice, just so innocently calling me Jigaboo." And I hope you don't get. I hope this is okay talking about this, but it was when she found out that it was a very racist term, she was pretty mortified. She goes, I had no idea, because she was so innocent. She just thought it was the name of what people call maybe a black leprechaun. That was probably my favorite moment.
And when you were playing that character that you just mentioned, because I'm not going to say, literally side stage, I was on the ground holding my stomach laughing. It was so funny.
Yeah, that had to be. There was some great because it was a comedy show and stand-up comedy and improv. There was some great social commentary on it, because I think somebody was blind, so it didn't matter what color they were. It was like there was just some great social commentary in it, but it was still just very funny. We were just going all out on it. It was good.
And although I have lots of favorites, I knew whenever Tim Tracy was on, that's when pretty much there's this one. Okay, Tim Tracy is one of those improvisers. He's like throwing a grenade on stage, and he was doing he was playing a hitchhiker that Chaz, another great improviser, picked up, and so he picked him up, and Tim said, "Hey Chaz, do you have any family?" And Chaz says, "I have 2 daughters." And Tim immediately goes, What are their names? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And you don't have any daughters.
Yeah, Tim was out in the bar area, and these two women who were very very pretty. They're a little bit younger. They said, "Hey," and Tim's a big guy,
Yeah.
in his 50s. They go, "Hey, you look familiar," and I think obviously they probably had seen him on stage. But he goes, "Hey, you look familiar," and Tim goes, "Oh, do you guys watch porn?" And he can get away with saying stuff like that. I would never say anything like that. And they just laugh. They just start laughing. But he'll say anything. It's funny.
Oh, definitely. All right, well, let's end there. Jay, thank you so much for being a guest on Hanging Hunkered Down with Seth. I will definitely, next time I'm up in Seattle, I'm definitely stopping by the theater. Check out unexpectedproductions.org. And anything else you want to throw out to the viewing audience?
Yeah, no, just thank you for inviting me. This is fun. And yeah, we miss you up here in Seattle. So,
Oh,
yeah, thanks a lot for calling me.
and I miss everybody as well. So thanks for watching the stream, everybody.